as Jordan said on the desk, he was a bit afraid for the prediction just because he feels like this is the map where the upset could happen. And Fnatic have worked very hard. JW in the interview said there's a lot of stuff that's been going on that they've tweaked that he doesn't want to give away. So let's see how things start off here. Because we've got Guardian, he's picked up the Deagle. That's a fun one. Trying to get the picks in mid, and he's going to get it as well. Onto Lekra, no less.
And Rain with a P250 will get a headshot in the pistol round. Always nice to see. And they're waiting for more picks, not committing anything just yet. Although it does look like a split of the A site is what we're about to witness. Niko is in the main area, and he'll start to charge in as Rain holds angles towards the forklift position and the car, clearing one then the other. Golden trying to catch him out, but he won't. Looks like Faze are off to a good start on Cash.
Yeah, just no doubt about it. 5 players still alive at this point. Olof going for the last frag. He is quite weak though. KRIMZ could win this 1v1. Olof versus KRIMZ. What a weird thing to see, isn't it? Just the old duo now at each other's throats, on the server at the very least. I'm sure they are best of buds still in real life.
I said I'm betting on red, but really I'm betting on black and yellow. Always bet on black. Hashtag Quentin Jackson.
Oh, KRIMZ looking to make some money here, trying to get one frag. Oh, it's just not really happening, is it? Denied even a single kill. Guardian gets himself 2 with that Deagle of his. So a pretty important start here. I mean, playing CT side on Cash with no money, it's just, oh God, it's just so annoying.
Oh God.
It's just so annoying, James.
For those of you on Go TV, on Faze's T side, I am going to suggest Niko. On Fnatic CT side, I'm going to suggest flusha. I always like watching flusha's POV on Cash specifically. On the CT side, although I'm sure his role has changed since I used to watch it. Anyway, see what the anti-force buy is like for Faze. Moving quickly towards the A site. Golden, for some pot shots, he's been spotted though, and he is swatted soon after. Now, he was the only person in A. Now Fnatic find themselves quite far away. However, the ironic thing about these smoke grenades is that it allows the CTs to get closer to the site. I think it was Faze who smoked between the wall and the red container, and that's a strong smoke and a buy round. But versus a forced buy on Niko, the CTs can choose to get close behind it. On this occasion, they haven't, and it seems they might go for a save or an opportunist kill here and there.
That's a little bit of information. KRIMZ has picked up a MAC-10. Doesn't look as good when anybody apart from Hutchie uses it, and maybe JR for Vega Squadron. Vega Squadron knows something about MAC-10s that just no one else in the world does, it seems, making it look like an actual rifle. But Lekra up to the usual Deagle shenanigans. Lekra, I think there's a huge period of time, I'm not sure if we're still in that time, where he really did seem like the best Deagler in the world. Like every time he picked it up, he could just win a 1v5 with it, he could just do incredible damage with it. It was always good for a frag every time he collected it. So again, you know, it's been a while since we saw Lekra. And that is one note to make though. His deagling is strong, and that may be very important here. As we can see, you need to get every little bit of damage you can possibly get against a team like Faze. Keep their economy honest. This is a round where they could really start to build some money. Although 3 Kevlars still remaining here from Fnatic from the previous round.
Crucially, there's not going to be a AWP for Fnatic in the buy round. And I think that's a big loss. But I like how committed they are. That said, JW is the person carrying the MAC-10 at the moment, so if he's able to get a kill or 2, then there will be an AWP. But he is far away. In this round, an AWP would normally have 3,000 to 3,400. He's got just under 2,000, and that's so he needs 2 kills basically with that MAC-10 if he wants to buy an AWP in the next round. See how far he can get on that mission.
Well, they are moving into his positions, although his first friend will die. KRIMZ is gone. A flash would be lovely here for the Fnatic side. And there's a flash! Fancy that. There's one of the frags for JW, but it's going to end there. And the beam bomb site has been taken. Golden, though, to get himself a cheeky frag with the CZ. It's hard to see him doing too much else. Does have a lack of anything, to be honest, to really make a play from that position. He will die. So the round is collected by Faze, but Fnatic have done well to keep the pressure up, keep the damage in, and keep the economy, as a result, low for Faze. As Fnatic now will be going for the full buy, and it's, as you mentioned, James, a buy with no AWP, which is always sad when you've got a player like JW on your side.
I think there's just so much you can do with an AWP. I don't need to go through it. Maybe Guardian will show us because he's on the T side with an AWP of his own. He won't be boosted fast. He'll be looking to cover A main for his teammates. There's a pop flash. It might be a fast play just to break the buy of Fnatic. Rain charging into the A side, spraying through the smoke as well. JW barely surviving. Look how close olofmeister is to the car position as well. He might even jump onto the highway position. He will do exactly that. There's one kill. Not the other one though. JW will survive for now.
Yeah, but they know exactly where he is. Ooh, does he actually make it out of there? He will. In fact, that smoke will allow him to even be a little bit more safe to escape. And Fnatic in a really awkward position at the moment. All their money could be taken away from them. Faze, though, not looking too committed in pursuing the kills. Looking to... I mean, to be fair, that makes a lot of sense. Right now, they need to consider their own economy as well, and they have sustained massive losses in the previous rounds. So Fnatic will have another go of it. They will be able to buy up around these 3 guns that are saved. That's like a key difference when you save 3 guns, because that means, ooh, hello. So I say that. And the reason would have been is because, you've got 3 guys, around $3,000. They can all drop rifles, and everyone's happy. Everyone has a rifle. Everyone can get some utility. But if you've got 2 guys, then there's only 2 drops. So one person's stuck on a pistol.
On the plus side, that kill maybe makes it more likely we will see an AWP faster on Fnatic in round number 6. Number 5 doesn't look so good for them with the 2 rifles and some pistols here and there. I feel like we've seen a rise in the trend of a T side winning the pistol round and on a buy round having a fast round to just break the CTs immediately. Seen that a few times so far at this major. Smoke's down. No more nades if there were any for the CT side. I'm sure there were in mid and B. So now they'll have to play their weapons. KRIMZ and flusha, both on the B bomb site with the rifles. For Fnatic at the moment, 2-1-2 setup, somewhat traditional for Fnatic. So it'll make it expensive for Faze to find where these players are. JW hiding by the sandbags for the time being. There's a Molotov to flush him out eventually. Although it doesn't seem to be connecting with him. Oh, it's terrible. It's a terrible flashbang, so that could cost Faze. Are they aware just how bad that flashbang was? Perhaps not, but Rain is good for it anyway. Yep. Sorry, the Molotov, not flashbang.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't really matter, does it, when Rain is just... He's just too good, isn't he? They will react in a good amount of time, and flusha gets himself a frag as well. So at this point, they know where the only dangerous weapon is, and flusha is somewhat isolated on the B site with that. And it's going to be an easy job now for Faze to, with the information, move into the correct spaces on the map towards A and do the damage. Although they do get the kill there. Golden, he's done some damage. Can they actually stop this? Golden gets himself another one. Lekro's there as well. And all of a sudden, everything goes wrong. There's no time for even olofmeister to save this. He's got to get both kills. He wants to try to win this round, but Lekro with a run and gun for the finish. And Golden showing that he can do it too. What a beautiful result for Fnatic.
What can you say about that one? Sometimes you get shot in the face. Niko looks the wrong way at the wrong time and boom. It's a great one onto Rain. Great repositioning from Golden. The Deagles. Nice to see some sparks from Lekro as well. On his previous teams, he was infamous for his Deagle play. That will net Fnatic some extra money in this round, and indeed it's Lekro on the AWP actually, so things are changing. And this may be positional based. Lekro is alone towards A, JW playing close mid, 1-3-1 setup for Fnatic.
Faze looking to pressure in, but looking to find a good timing for it. There goes an incendiary. The flashbang, not quite perfect there, but Golden's going to be having a good time. That easy frag to karrigan and to Rain. Golden doing so much damage. Eventually, the Tracer fire will give his position away, and olofmeister will execute him, but the damage has been done here. This mid setup's worked out. 4 versus 3 for Fnatic, with over a minute to go.
Fnatic have actually rotated entirely out of the B bomb site for the time being. Guardian almost getting caught. And now flusha will make his way back towards B, but of course there's no reason for Faze to realize that nobody's in the B bomb site, so Fnatic are playing the extra man to defend mid. And that's pretty awesome to see. Very rare you see that, and flusha, he had a look back towards B, didn't see anything, and now he's rotating towards A, so Fnatic are really they're taking some risks here to make their defense as strong as possible. JW on the flank now, but will he be fast enough?
There, KRIMZ gets himself 2 from the elevated position. Guardian with a trade on the quad though, but the flank is in and that's him dead. 4-2 now as Fnatic start to scrape their way back, or 2-4 I should say, as it is the second round that Fnatic have claimed. And their money is looking fantastic, and they only stand to do more here as FaZe are pretty broke, and their mid-take did not work out against this setup from Golden and the lads.
Those are 2 difficult kills for Golden. It seems he saw just enough of the player emerging through the smoke as the flashbang came in, and then he's got to look directly above him to get the second one. So really strong stuff from him, and they've broken the money with FaZe. Great opportunity for the catch-up now for the CT side. How dangerous are these pistols of FaZe? Not that dangerous. 1 Glock, 2 P250s. We're asking much of them to have significant impact in this round. And Fnatic need to survive in the numbers. Still early on, and their money is not quite secure just yet. For the most part, Fnatic are playing the ranged game as far away as possible. Only JW will be brazen enough for a forward position.
Just waiting and out there, he hears so many footsteps. Good info for his teammates who are supporting him as well. Looking to perhaps close down some of the frags. There is an easy one. Knows exactly what's going on there. Not all that much here that FaZe can offer. Everyone's slowly going down one by one. And one thing about Golden, I think he is the guy that has made the biggest plays for Fnatic so far in this map, is obviously being a very new player to the tier 1 scene. Again, and taking on the IGL mantle as well. As he's been really impressive from an individual skill perspective. This is a bit awkward. Golden has shown that he can frag with the best of them, which is a very, very highly valued quality for an in-game leader, someone who also can do the shot calling.
2 players lost for Fnatic. The bomb is not in a position where Lekr0 wants to hold on to it because he has an AWP. It's an awkward range for him. Risky range, 1v1 versus a known deagle. But Golden will clean up. 1 round now between the 2 sides. FaZe back on the buy. The AK's out once again. karrigan, only man not to buy yet, and he doesn't have money to drop the AWP for Guardian. Do you wonder if Guardian's still a stranger to cash, considering his previous team's abandonment of the map? Perhaps much to learn. Lekr0 continues to be the sole AWP, but this time he's towards the mid position. I do wonder now if he's going to be the main AWPer perhaps on this map, but we'll have to wait and see because FaZe again are going straight for the charge towards A. The numbers game working out so far.
Golden goes down immediately, but Lekr0 quick to it. Trading out though. FaZe in a 3 versus 3 post-plant situation. That's a good spot to be in. Now the rotation comes in, and there's a mad dash from olofmeister towards the middle position. He could be quite problematic as Fnatic don't have anybody around that spot, but looks like he will go all the way around towards T-main, which is actually quite important because there could have been a CT going for that position already, so he's going to eliminate the possibility of any flanks from that position. So he serves to confirm the information here for FaZe as they await Fnatic's retake effort.
That bomb is really ticked already, so Fnatic needs to get out of there. That's an extra kill for KRIMZ. He can consider it a bonus one. flusha for looking for more, and he will deliver it. So they've got that out of it at least. So FaZe are making plays, very fast plays indeed. Just playing the numbers and trade game before Fnatic really even have half a second to react to anything.
It's kind of crazy though. FaZe have no money. They lost everyone in that round. No one had any money to begin with. Rain had to just drop an AK. Rain will probably be the only player who has actually maximum grenades, I think. Or actually, looks like Olof has it as well. He was the guy that did get the drop from Rain. Everybody else, we've got 2 Galils. They can't afford maximum utility, so not the best scenario in the world for FaZe, and they may consider going for a fast plate again here to try to mitigate that disadvantage.
Molotov hasn't really spread as much as it might have otherwise. Grenades, inconsistent. Golden will get traded. It was a 1-3-1 start from Fnatic once again. KRIMZ has made his way into B, I think, through the middle area. So the CTs, I wouldn't say they've abandoned mid, but they've got less than ideal angles. This is a common position for flusha. Likes to have delayed peaks from this position. Maybe he'll catch olofmeister off guard later on. FaZe slowing it down for the time being in this 4-on-4 scenario. KRIMZ is in a forward position towards B, and he seems to be perhaps looking for some info, maybe to rotate an extra player. Maybe flusha will be rotating away soon.
JW, opportunistic kill, the re-peek there from olofmeister, rather the trade frag is going to be good. Did lose a chunk of health though. It was a pretty awesome play from JW. Another thing they'll have suspect the creep through towards the door position here, especially with Olof making noise towards the B position. He dropped his pistol there. I think that was to fake the bomb being dropped, perhaps, towards the B position. That, if that's the case, that's really smart from olofmeister.
Almost definitely it was. I do believe it is exactly the same sound. Lekr0 spotting two players, delivering a kill onto one. That's the bomb on the radar as well. KRIMZ and flusha rotating, but can they get there fast enough? Not to save Lekr0. flusha making his way towards Car. KRIMZ on the flank. olofmeister staying in main. By the lockers now. Will KRIMZ be ready for this position? flusha see nothing towards Car. Chosen to go through short, maybe in case of somebody behind the box. KRIMZ, he's got two angles to cover, but olofmeister looking the wrong way. Makes it a 2 versus 1. I know the plant is on the side. Guardian with a massive snap. 1-on-1 now. KRIMZ is in a difficult situation, and Guardian will deliver the kill. Really strong stuff from Guardian. Much needed round for Faze Clan. That was tight for both teams, but it's Faze who come out on top.
Yeah, that is definitely a big clutch from the man Guardian. You love to see it when he's in form and feeling his game out, and that snap, it just tells you that in just one short passage of play. That's also quite the hard spot that you can see. KRIMZ was trying to juke the shot there, but Guardian landed it anyway. 6-3 the score for Faze, as they have now pressed Fnatic's economy to the brink. They are not really in a good place from that, and it's going to be difficult to fight their way back. So Faze should realize that they'll be up against a pretty awful buy in this situation. So what do? They haven't really had much utility in, I would say, for most of this game. Faze have not been in a position where they've ever snowballed their own economy. So what are they going to be up to?
Technical pause as I think JW's PC is being restarted. So we will be maybe a minute. You can see who's leading on the board at the moment. The yellow boxes tell the story.
And it was, I forget who said it actually. I think someone on the desk mentioned that one of the reasons why Olof can add so much to this is his play around middle, and that is something that Faze have been going for repeatedly. He's been very successful in the refragging efforts and just general pushing in that position, and you can see it here on the scoreboard.
I was going to say Olof on the CT side for GoTV, but 15 kills, way ahead of anybody else, more than double anyone else on the server. Seems it's time to be watching olofmeister now instead. So hopefully JW will be back into the game soon. The admin's there with his phone for Steam Guard login.
I do wonder if we'll see like a quick B round or something like that from Faze, just something that's a bit explosive to just remove some of the variance that you can face when you're up against the pistols. Because it's pretty unlikely that you'll see a stack, and even if there is a stack, if you use nades correctly, when you take checkers and you start throwing all the Molotovs onto the bomb site, there's really nowhere to stand for the CTs. So something that's short and sweet could be a good responsive for Faze to try to just shut this round down and eliminate any sneaky plays. Because especially if you've got Lekr0, let's say, on a deagle, and you let him work that deagle for a minute and 10 seconds or something, that's a lot of time for a guy like Lekr0 to find damage and to create awkward scenarios for you.
And here we are back into the game. 3-2-6. Still recoverable for Fnatic, but doesn't bode well. They have not had all the success in the world on their buy rounds, and Faze have done a good job of the, essentially, A rushes to cause anarchy. Can't really make mid-round calls if rush A is what's happening. So it will be an A stack from the CT side, maybe because of how fond Faze are of it. Always nice if you can get a Molotov towards the forklift position, but it won't be necessary. The push coming in from the CT side. karrigan backing off. Got support from Guardian as well, so with these 3 kills. karrigan did get his bell rung down to 4 HP now, but he can let his team clean up the rest being KRIMZ. Not spotted just yet. There he is, got 1 kill. Can he get a second one out of this? No more bullets in the gun, unfortunately for him. Another round in the bag for Faze Clan.
Yeah, that went really well, and again, just goes to show, if you're running into a stack, but you're doing well with some grenades, you can be fine. So, I like that we also saw a pretty minimum investment from Fnatic, because that does allow JW to have the AWP, it allows for extra grenades. So that's really good to see, and it also shows that they have confidence in these buy rounds. I have noted a lack of kits though, and 3 players without any helmets, and Rain still has a Mag 10.
So we can expect to see some aggression from Rain then. He may be leading the charge towards the B bomb site, throwing the bomb to his teammate, so he can get in there. But there's an early smoke grenade from flusha, so any aggression towards B may be delayed 18 seconds or so. GW on the AWP now. I think for the first time in this half so far, we've seen Lekro wielding it on a number of occasions in a number of positions, but now we've got a 2-2-1 set up from Fnatic, and that's the 2 over towards A on the small screen there. Lekro boosted over a double stack.
Just starting to play this out quite slowly here. Faze, they've got olofmeister making plays towards B at the same time. Guardian in mid, and Niko also winning his battle there. That's middle well and truly in control. And I think that it did feel as though FaZe wanted to go and split B at the beginning of the round. We saw them with early B storage control, and they've eliminated the ability for any people to be hiding in the checkers area or lurking around the goal. So really nice round from that sense in FaZe. They've now secured that B bomb site. There isn't really too much that Fnatic can offer up here in a retake effort. Should surely be saving.
Yeah, 5 versus 3. Faze Clan have swiftly taken the options away from Fnatic, but it might be a case of almost hiding in plain sight, where rather than running away to the other side of the map, they'll just stay where they are. They feel they have a reasonable defense from their current positions. However, a Guardian is lurking, and now one player may be trapped in the middle position as Guardian re-aggresses. And there's one kill from Guardian, but there's one more to find. So these saved guns may not be saved after all for Fnatic. flusha wondering what has become of his brethren.
I really liked this round from FaZe just because they play it slow, like what olofmeister was doing towards B storage. He can do that same play by himself, clearing out checkers, just making sure that no one's around, getting information. He can do that play in rounds where his team does want to go for the B split, where it looks good for the B split, or he can do it in rounds where they want to do other stuff as well. Like it's never going to be a big tell for the opposition. And what it does do is it, in fact, makes everything even more obscure because he's taking away information from them. And one thing that Fnatic may consider is to try to punish those plays. Try to get a two-man push, 3-man push early into the round to just eliminate the single man that's trying to work that area with utility. And that could be something they can think about going forwards. But I suppose there's a lot more to think about going forwards as well. So FaZe have been doing a lot right.
Yeah, we are running out of rounds in this first half, and Fnatic only have 3 on the board so far. And this is not a buy round for them. So we're looking at 3-9 scoreline as far as the Swedes are concerned, or at least most of them. olofmeister on 16 kills now. Guardian trying to catch up. But olofmeister appears to be pulling away once again.
He's doing a great job. Another nice snap from him in middle. And this has been another big dilemma for the Fnatic side, is that FaZe's mid-takes early into the round have been very effective. And that's also something, I mean, we can see that FaZe are generally starting to shift towards B plays. In the first portion of this half, we saw a lot of bias towards A, but now they're switching things up. And that's definitely going to be throwing Fnatic off a little bit moving forwards. And looks like FaZe have done well to shut down this round and eliminate any variables that could have come, with those lurking pistols. Just get in there, get that bomb down, and then there's nothing really that the Deagles can do.
Well, that one's over with, and it's buy time. JW on $6,000, so one would expect at least one sniper rifle. But what is the key to success here for Fnatic? They've tried a 1-3-1 setup with mixed results in the middle area, and that's where there's been a war of attrition. They've had one AWP over towards A, they've had AWP towards mid, but nothing quite works out. But the main problem has been rushes of the A site. Are they going to get paranoid about it now? Are they going to have more people towards A? Are FaZe going to do something completely opposite to throw them off? Indeed, it seems Fnatic will continue with a 2-2-1 rather than a 1-3-1. But FaZe may take it slow. Rain and karrigan lining up like they might go for a wall of smoke in the middle area, perhaps. Let's have a look. There we go. Wall of smoke. So different strategies, but still a mid-take from FaZe.
And Faze, ooh, hello. JW with just a nice little spray through the smoke there, finding himself a headshot. Must be nice. A lot of trouble here for Faze. Lots of damage being done by the utility usage of Fnatic as well. Now they're repositioning more and more players towards the A side of the map here, so really looks very strong for Fnatic. The only way for this to really go wrong is if Guardian does find a pick, but out comes the Molotov, looks to the other side, and just like that, a 1-2 punch, sets it up, knocks it down. Faze in a 4v4 now, and a minute to play with, so they don't have to commit into A. The only issue is that in all this time, they've completely given up their presence towards B storage and mid.
Olofmeister is low on health, so Guardian has given him the AWP. So he doesn't have to take duels necessarily, as one would with a rifle. 40 seconds remain. Faze look for an opening towards the middle position in this 4 versus 4. KRIMZ spots Guardian from the sandbags position. Is there a Molotov? He throws an aggressive flashbangs, which he can peek behind, but doesn't know there's another player boosted. However, it's a 3. Okay, now it's a 2 versus 2. 2 very quick frags. Golden, though, he's still on the A side. Does Rain know that someone is there? He does now. Great headshot, and this is a winnable round for Faze.
And we can't forget that Olaf now does indeed have that AWP, and he could be minding the cross. And flusha has only an HE grenade. There it goes, sailing towards the back of quad. Not enough damage, and flusha is going to be very hard-pressed to somehow beat out this crossfire that has been set up between the two Faze players. Rain has to watch close. olofmeister has his 6. And there's nothing much that flusha really has that he can do here. He's going to jump across, though. Maybe this is the only play. Jumps on top of Rain. But still, olofmeister, despite flusha's creativity and finding a way around the situation, still will fall to the AWP.
flusha's grenade did 0 damage.
Did it actually do 0?
It did 0 damage. Rain had 40 HP, and it did nothing. I can only assume that it went, because the defense has different levels, so I can only assume it went over part of defense, because it did not do a single point of damage. And you can see the frustration on flusha. He feels like that should have been his round, maybe wondering what happened to his grenade. And because it didn't go his way, the score is 3-10. Fnatic probably felt confident going into Cash, but has not been the story as told by Faze Clan.
Yeah, they've been playing amazing, to be honest. It's really impressive, especially pulling back that last round. Ooh, hello. Well, the Deagles are always there to serve the Fnatic side. JW repositions, they're looking for more damage around the side of the smoke. This is an opportunity, there it is. Gets himself the AK out as well. Going for a close position here. Sneaky stuff from JW, they'll never suspect this. Niko, he's a free one, surely, but olofmeister certainly will be. Out comes the Deagle once again. JW keeps pressing forwards, making plays. He's just constricting them, distracting them for KRIMZ to sneak up on the flank. What a round.
I don't know what I just saw, but what's important is that Fnatic are giving themselves a chance. They have an opportunity for 5 rounds, and at this point, you've got to take it. That's all you can get, so focus on the future. KRIMZ with the CZ, not an easy task, that first kill, of course. Guardian wasn't looking his way, but there we go. Lecro on the AWP once again. JW has an AWP and a rifle, and he's dragging one along with the other. Or he was, at least. That's a very deep grenade from flusha. Nice pop flash, though. Blinds everyone. Rain, you'll say, yes, we are here. There's a fight, though. A flying KRIMZ, not enough. flusha trading through the smoke. 4 versus 3. Advantage Fnatic for the time being.
This is cool, though, for Faze, because one thing they should realize is that with so much distraction towards B, it is quite likely that Fnatic will have a light to middle presence, so there is a possibility to actually work that. But so far they are fairly spread out. But having Niko deep in checkers will afford them some options here later into the round. Niko can't really do much just yet. As time goes on. Ooh, okay, they seem to really have a... Oh my god, JW absolutely knew. Niko was not making any sound, sort of trying to just plant the seed of doubt, but there was never any doubt from JW.
Well then, 2 players left. Guardian taking big damage as well. Death by paper cuts. And they seem to be big cuts. 35 seconds, 2 versus 4. Still doable for Faze Clan. JW, though, has a nice angle in the vents. flusha taken out elsewhere. 20 seconds now for Faze. Surely B is their only option, surely. olofmeister rotating. Does JW get the sound cues? It seems Guardian is going to sell the fake towards A. He's going to die for his country. Spotting a play on a high ground, dropping to the low. He can't even offer the fake, or can he? They're rotating out of the B bomb site, but JW's there. JW was the worst case scenario. He was the big red button, and he will win round number 5 for Fnatic.
Right, so I mean, I think we saw maybe 2 rounds, one from Fnatic where they had pistols and sort of, hit some deagle shots and so on, one early on and one much later. So, despite having the 5-10 scoreline, we didn't really see much consistency. We didn't really see a way that Fnatic had solved Faze. I think it was only really that very last round where we saw, proper buy rounds won by Fnatic. So, not a good look for them. Does not bode well into this second half. So much pressure on their shoulders to win this pistol round. And it's going to be interesting what strategy they choose. Maybe they'll just run into one of the sites. Maybe they'll just keep it simple.
See discussion amongst the teams. It's Fnatic who are facing the commentary desk and Faze on the other side of the studio. I do not, however, understand Swedish.
Oh, I don't understand that. That means come on, boys. Come here, nu.
Golden. Smoke double flash on the T side. karrigan with a smoke and a defuse kit. Everybody else on Kevlar so far. JW hasn't bought yet. We have seen a few people forget to buy in pistol rounds, and seen a few people forget to buy in buy rounds. Chris J. Yeah, JW actually forgot, had to run back and pick up some Kevlar, so he did remember in the end. I thought it was a next level save for AWP.
No, that's not a thing. That would be a thing. Oh man, I know you like to do that sometimes, James.
Guardian's already pushed through into the outside of B. So there's a crossfire, but it's not quite working out just yet. karrigan still has some range on these Glocks. Guardian taking out one player. He's got a nice cross to the site as well, so maybe he can do more. In the meantime, JW's pushed through to CT, but he's got to rely on his teammates to deliver a bomb plant. Then he can start to flank. He's doing that. There goes olofmeister. 2 versus 4 now. Guardian's position is known. Not sure about Niko, though. In a middle position, how much can he expect to do? Making sure no one is coming from his 6. And he will move to his 12. And there's the Fnatic cry doing the commentary for us. Jumpy, pretty happy with that one. Solid start from Fnatic.
Absolutely, it's exactly what they needed, exactly what they wanted, but they have to contest against the Deagles now that have been collected by Faze. They'll pick up 1 on 2. In fact, everybody has a Deagle except Guardian at the moment, who is saving for the AWP. He's got an HE though. And Fnatic, they better have a good anti-eco because this can be scary.
Khan is in the building as well, for those of you Fnatic fans. Saw him walking about earlier. Always traveling the globe, but he's here with the CS team for the major, which is always awesome to see. Guardian with a high explosive grenade. Some Deagles here and there. 4 Deagles, a quartet of Deagles perhaps.
It begins, James, it begins. There's number 1 from Niko. Ooh, hello.
Niko,
nice one.
Niko Deagles on cash. We've seen it before. This time he's on the A-bomb site though. Looking for a different highlight reel perhaps. Fnatic still continuing slow. They have time to play with.
It's really burning that time, and nothing really being given away here from the Faze side of things. Green does get some info, but that's all they want is that information. They don't want to take a draw just yet, but they get into position ahead of time. Guardian on the bomb site, which he had one of the Deagles, I imagine, from this position, but perhaps he can serve to bait for his teammates. Rain goes in, looking for some shots. karrigan from up high as well. Rain now smoked away, and Guardian cleared off the site. So now there is passage for Fnatic to get the bomb plant, and looks like they'll make it work. The Deagle danger has been evaded.
Can of spam from Rain, but there were no takers. Another round. So you can see Guardian has 3450 in the bank, so he's going to be really good for the AWP in the next round. We'll be curious to see how he plays out. Go TV picks for this half then. I'll leave them to you. 1 per side, 1 per team.
Let's see. I will take Niko. I will take JW. Why not? Don't have time to explain why, which
It's the same as I did in the first one.
I'll steal your explanations as well.
Oh no.
It's like the guns are being stolen potentially here by Faze as their attack in towards the B side of things works out, but they still have to contend with Lekr and KRIMZ. Fully healthed up, fully naded up, so lots of utility to use here to try to make their lives easier. Lots of footsteps here for KRIMZ to hear as well, so he's going to be keeping an eye on the rotation, and that information will be fed back to Lekr, who will safely plant on A. And again, information confirmed even again. There should be no way for Faze to win this. However, Niko does trade. There is a chance now.
Niko's not the one you want in the 1 versus 1, but Lekr's got the high ground advantage, and Niko surely can't be prepared for this. Lekr, where's he looking? There we go. Fnatic happy with that. I mean, they lost 4 players in a USP round, essentially, which does not bode well and does keep their economy honest. However, a win is a win. There's only 2 rounds now between these 2 sides. Guardian indeed on the AWP. flusha and JW both have the money to buy, but Fnatic are going to start with a 5 AK buy. If they win the round, then maybe there'll be an opportunity to take that sniper rifle rather than buy it themselves. This is a big round.
One of the reasons why I think Niko can be good to watch is because the way that he plays the A side is very, very strong. Also, one of the best players, the best player at playing around the position as well on the CT side. But that's a point we can come back to later on. There's lots of pressure here from Fnatic into the B bomb site. Rain playing checkers. He suspects that they may be very close. Can ask for a pop flash from his teammate on the bomb site, which will be Guardian. Oh, he actually just goes with that pop flash. Beautiful stuff. Gets himself a kill from it. Gets more information. Another flashbang out there, but it won't save him from Lekr.
Guardian is here to hold down the fort in the meantime. And Golden's got the bomb, so he can't commit too much in this situation, because if he loses a bomb, maybe they lose the round. But how does he escape now? He's on his own. Okay, there's a smoke down. There's a smoke down, but he's still not crossing, and there's the bomb gone. Guardian will probably post up and just hold that angle once again. Although, switch it up. You've got karrigan there as well for support. KRIMZ down elsewhere. JW was maybe hoping for something eventually towards A, but it doesn't work out. I feel like while Golden was trapped in that position, Fnatic were expecting pushes elsewhere, knowing they were vulnerable, because KRIMZ was in T warehouse. You can see him on the radar a bit later on if it comes up on a replay, and he could have come for support for a flashbang or something, but you see Golden's here on his own. I think he had his KRIMZ in T warehouse there, just making sure the CTs are honest elsewhere. There's option A or option B. They took option A, and maybe B would have been better, but that is hindsight for you. Either way, it puts Fnatic back onto pistols, and the Deagles are out once again.
Yeah, and they have to think twice about going towards B, but Guardian is going to be there. And the more of a presence Guardian has on that bomb site means the more that they can actually just take Rain away from that position, just allow Guardian to do it by himself, reinforcing middle, reinforcing the A side. It's a decent bit of nade damage there onto KRIMZ as they look for Deagle frags in mid. And it's going to be hard to see them do much more than maybe get a couple kills with only pistols and no utility. And there it is. karrigan kicks it off, looks confident there in middle. Just doing the dance here. The dance of death, perhaps, for Fnatic. Ill-equipped for this round. Faze should be soon on to number 12. Another kill there. Niko wins the 1v1 against Lekr. See Fnatic's approach. Taking 1v1s where they can find them. Trying to get the Deagle headshot. Trying to get that damage. But alas, James, it does not work for them.
Behold the bomb, says Niko.
They've done that. They've actually done 0 damage. No one has taken any health damage on the CT side. Oh, okay, ruined. Ruined, thanks. Thanks, JW. Ruined.
Your statistics have been reduced to rubble, Dan. Reduced to rubble. And there's the man himself, Niko, number 2 in the world rankings this year. Maybe he's number 1 in your hearts, though. JW with the Milanese style watch bracelet. I respect that. I respect that. All right, then. Fnatic back on the buy. Can they make a game of this before Faze run away with cash? 4 round deficit. Back on the 5 AKs once more. 2 players in mid for the CT side. Niko will be the lone ranger towards A for the time being. So it's a 1-2-2 setup from Faze Clan.
Yeah, just keeping things pretty chilled out to begin with. Not going too close to the middle positions, just trying to get the information as and when it may come to them. And Fnatic going for that fast play into the A site. Faze, will they be ready for this? Well, yes, they've got 4 players ready, or behind the smokes to retake this. They will even go through the smokes. That may be a regret, but maybe not. karrigan's in there with the help of Niko to clear up the offensive from Fnatic. Now it's just flusha, gets caught from the back, and Faze, that was too telegraphed for them. They were so ready.
Headshots are real on the A site. Those AKs coming in handy for the CT side. They've got 3 of them in this round. And Faze Clan are not the guys you want with AKs on their CT side. Why shoot 2 bullets when you only require 1? That's a question Faze are asking. Fnatic on pistols once again, running out of rounds to lose at this point. 1 flash onto Golden. Could be an A main play. At the entrance to main, you can crouch and throw a pop flash, but it seems it will be squeaky. But Golden is A main with that flashbang, so love to see where he throws it. Okay, just a walk forward one in front of the door, and here come the pistols. How can they trade Niko after 2 of them go down? The bomb plant they should be good for. What else can they get?
It's going to be tough to get too much here. The wrap from karrigan is strong. Just 1 player left at the core position. Lekro picks up the AK, already dinked over the side of the cover, and that's the end of him. Another one for Faze on the board, and they are closing in now on victory. 2 rounds away from that. And Fnatic are going to really start to feel the pressure of this one. They do have money, at least. There is at least, plenty of cash for them to buy in the remaining rounds. Outside
of the pistol and forced by Eco, Fnatic basically have not won a round in this half. Ignoring the pistol and the implicated rounds, it's 4-0. Fnatic need an answer. They need an answer, and they need one now. The Fnatic timeout for the time being, perhaps discussing what can be the difference maker. JW with 6,000 in the bank. Are they going to go 5 AKs again, or will he draw for the sniper rifle? No, they're sticking to their plan. They're confident it will work, but will it?
That is the question. Okay, Fnatic. Are they going to go for any mid shenanigans here? I think that could be a very good answer. Just get some map control first of all. Push Faze back and away. Force Faze to respond. Getting the quick 5v4 is a massive deal on the T side in any map, but on Cash, the CT response to that situation is very telegraphed. By the way, here goes that quick mid take. What can they get from it? First frags go the way of Faze. Complete failure here on middle for Fnatic. What are they left with? flusha and JW. Desperation plays. JW, no, he has to do something. He has to do it now. flusha out through the door as well to play off of. They do have the bomb. They could make a go of this. JW looks for the first frag.
Where does flusha deploy his smoke? He's got to do it quickly before JW gets traded here. Finally, karrigan goes down, looking for the trade back of JW, but there's not one yet. Niko comes in late as he looks towards the car position, and that leaves flusha 1 versus 3. He has used his smoke grenade, maybe on the other side of the red container. Dancing around now, 2 more to find. Niko and Guardian. Will Guardian hold the angle while Niko pushes? Still time for these players, but not much. The Molotov may force flush, although hasn't really gone into his position. They might think it's clear. They've got to get it on this bomb, otherwise the match might be lost already. The round, sorry. Niko manages to trade. Is there time, though? It's going to be a close one.
Ooh, I think he's just about to got it. Ooh, that's a close one. What a beautiful attempt from flusha. You have to give it to flusha. He played that so incredibly well. He's definitely one of the smartest players in the game, and man, it's really impressive to watch him make these plays. You can see that here in this position, as you said, James. He doesn't know 100% that Molotov's not going to spread to him. But he's just saying, well, if it does, I will have to peek at that point. But until then, I'm not going to doubt it. I'm just going to stay in this position and just wait for the play to be made. But still, it's a very harrowing scoreline for Fnatic. They are so many rounds behind. And 1 more for Faze is all that's needed to take this match.
1-2-2. Set up from Faze again. Failed flashbang in mid, and that might delay a push. There are 7 smokes live on the map at the moment, and that means variance, especially when there's an aggressive T side, but variance still on Fnatic. Almost 2-man spray down for Rain, but Guardian is here as well. Have they heard the scope? Trying to reposition. The CZ takes too long to draw it back to the AWP. JW 1 versus 4. take Guardian away, but he's lost the bomb, trying to reset the situation. He's got time, doesn't have friends, doesn't have a very good chance of winning this round.
Really cool to see that aggressive play towards B storage from Faze. Really caught Fnatic off guard, but maybe JW can get something going here. Niko ready and waiting though. The smoke is such an issue for JW. He can't really easily push through it. He finds the timing. Niko jumping up. That is perfect for Fnatic. Or rather JW. I mean, he's got maybe an opportunity here, but there's 40 seconds. He still has to pick up the bomb. The question is whether there's an angle from the Faze defenders on the bomb. It looks like there very well is. How does JW do this here? Gonna have to be quite fortunate in his approach. 30 seconds to go. karrigan on the angle of the AWP. Oh, misses the shot. Still chances here for JW. But no nades makes this very difficult. Has to keep facing these open areas. 20 seconds to run all the way to A. Surely not.
Surely he can't do this. I don't think there's time. He's going as fast as he can. olofmeister gets the sound cues, and he's going to have the angle, even if there was time, which I don't think there is. olofmeister with the pre-fire there, and no, there isn't time. He was asking too much of himself, unfortunately. Oh, 1 second. karrigan was on the car position as well, but it doesn't matter now. 16-8 is the scoreline, and that was pretty much all Faze Clan.
Yeah, they had a beautiful T side, lots of aggression, and one of the key things, I mean, they highlighted